Guys, this is a free seminar and 2 days workshop of multi-threading. So we will see like multi-threading concepts completely, how it will show core to advanced concepts we will see. DURGASOFT team, please respond. How can you guys are able to see some red lines in my screen, right?
Sir, I am able to see your screen and the voice also clear.
Okay, very good. Yeah. Guys, we'll start the multi-threading then today. So we'll start the multi-threading concept, guys. So application point of view, how to use the multi-threading. Every example we will do the practicals using Eclipse ID, guys. So you can use the Eclipse ID to do the practicals of what multi-threading. Guys, use Eclipse ID to do the practicals of what multi-threading, right? We will see, guys, what is a thread, how to create the threads, what is the thread pooling, okay? Thread synchronization, thread concurrency. So thread pooling concepts very, very important application point of view. So we will see every concept in detail, guys. Yes, multi-threading concept, patience is very, very important to understand what is the process going on. Okay, so multi-threading concept, guys, patience is very, very important. So you try to check that multi-threading concepts clearly. And yeah. Yes, every week I will announce the free workshop. You can keep in touch with DurgaSoft. Ask the next week what is Ratan sir new, like new free workshop. Because next week on CoreJava interview questions we are discussing. Interview questions discussions, guys. So for the experienced people and freshers, for everyone, what are the questions they will ask for the 6+ experience, 7+ experience? So the interview questions we will see in the next week actually. Okay, the next weekend workshop is like interview questions, guys. Even that is one surprising in that is a live session, offline session. Not online session, guys. That is offline session one thing. Okay? Yeah, you can check the schedule in DurgaSoft website. Okay, good, guys. Now let me start the threading, guys. Let me start the threading, multi-threading concept, because the name itself is saying like multi-threading, right? Simply multi-threading means what? Create the multiple threads, guys, run the threads parallelly. That is called what? Multi-threading, right? Guys, create the threads, run the threads what? Parallelly. That is concept is called what? Multi-threading. It's correct, right? Yeah. See, when we have the big work, guys, when we have the more work, like big work, we can divide that big work into the small pieces. Okay. Then how many guys will do that work in that case? Small pieces means if we cut the 4 pieces, then nothing but 4 threads, then all the 4 people are running parallelly, working parallelly, then the task will be completed very fast, right? Guys, one big task we have, only one thread is doing the work, only one person is doing the work. If only one person is doing the work, taking more time. If we divide that big task into the small tasks, assume like I divide my big task into the 4 tasks, then how many people can do that work? How many people are parallelly running, guys?
4.
4 people are parallelly running. Then what happened here? Within less time the work will be complete, right? They tell me, guys, doing the big task is recommended, or divide the big task into the small pieces, execute the pieces are recommended parallelly. Definitely execute the, tell me here, divide the big task into what? Small pieces and execute that pieces is recommended, right? That is called multi-threading, guys. Nothing else. What we will do, we will create the 4 threads or 5 threads or 6 threads. We will run this all the threads parallelly. Everyone is doing their own work, right? All threads are independent threads, guys. All threads are what? Independent, right? That is called multi-threading, guys. Okay. So before understanding the process of threading, guys, we need to understand what is the process and the thread. This introduction important. Process and thread. Any idea about the process and thread? Anyone please respond? Maybe you are thinking like, what the process and thread. Guys, tell me the process and the thread. Any idea? Don't say process is a process, thread is a thread, guys. Tell me, guys, any idea about the process and thread? Yeah. Coming to the process and
Hello, sir.
tell me, tell
Hello.
me. Yeah, tell me. I can hear.
Sir, process is the suppose one एक whole process means for example if should be a program then will be a process from top to bottom, but the thread is number of process at the same time.
Oh, number of processes at same time is a thread.
Means number of execution of same time. Like
No, really wrong here.
sorry, sir.
Uh, yeah, it's fine. Guys, tell me the process. Define the process. Guys, when you take the process, guys, please mute everyone. Please mute. Guys, when you take the process, guys, basically the process is like process is a heavy weight which is created by operating system, guys. Guys, who will create the process means the process is created by operating system, basically, right? Process is a heavyweight, guys. The process is a heavyweight which is created by operating system, and even thread is a lightweight. Thread is a lightweight. Thread is a lightweight created by not operating system, guys, which is created by Java virtual machine, right? Guys, process is a heavyweight. So thread is a lightweight. Threads are lightweight, guys, because we are dividing the big task into small pieces, right? That pieces is called thread. Then thread is lightweight. Who will create these threads? JVM will create the threads, right? Guys, who will create the threads? Threads are created by JVM, right? And the process, who will create the processor? The processor created by operating system, right? Exactly. Because the process is created by operating system, right? Yeah. Guys, see, in the older days, guys, like in previous days, like starting 2002, 2003, that time. So we have the process-based multitasking and the thread-based multitasking. Yes, before 1997 and all, we have the process-based multitasking. Process-based multitasking means what happened, for every process, guys, process-based multitasking means for try to understand the points, guys, very crucial in the real time. This kind of information, very important in the real time. Try to understand. Process-based multitasking means for every request, guys, in web applications, for every request, one process is creating. Assume like I designed one application here. If I design one application, for every request, one process is creating, right? Okay. If number of requests are increased, then what happened here? Number of processors are increased, right? If number of processors are increased, then process load increased or not? Guys, in process-based multitasking, for every request, tell me guys, for every request, what happened here? One process creating. If number of requests are increased, the number of processes are increased, right? If number of processes are increased, then what happened here? The process load increased or not?
Yes, sir.
That is called process-based multitasking here. To overcome that issue, we have thread-based multitasking. Thread-based, what happened? One process can have multiple threads. Guys, one process can have multiple threads, right? One process can have multiple threads. Okay, see this diagram, one small diagram. What the first one showing? One process, one thread is there, right? One process can have the one thread there. One process can have the multiple threads also, right? Guys, one process can have one thread and multiple threads. Guys, please
Multiple
respond.
threads.
One process can have multiple threads, right? That's what, guys. For every request, creating one process is recommended. For every request, creating one thread is recommended. Guys, for every
Thread is
request,
recommended. Thread is recommended.
creating what thread is recommended, right? Exactly. So finally, based on this diagram, we understood that one process can have, one process can have one thread and multiple threads.
Multiple threads.
One process can have what? Multiple threads, right?
Multiple threads.
Exactly. Guys, I hope you got the idea about what is a thread and what is a process, right? Definitely, process is a heavyweight created by operating system. Thread is a lightweight created by JVM. Okay, one process can have one thread and multiple threads. Definitely, one process can have multiple threads, right? Yeah, one process can have multiple threads, guys. Exactly. And see these two diagrams. One diagram says like CJ web server. You don't know what is web server, leave it. But you need to understand that process.
Hello, sir.
Right? We need to understand
I have a question.
Tell me.
Sir, number of process means number of multiple tasks for a CPU.
Yeah, definitely right. Multiple processes are there, which is take care by operating system.
Operating system has a no thread, only processes.
Definitely right. Who will create the threads? Threads are responsibility of the JVM, not responsibility of the operating system.
Okay, clear, sir. Clear.
Operating system will create the process. Under the processes, the JVM will create the threads.
Okay, sir. Clear, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Good, guys. You see this request processing. For every request, what happened? The server will create a CJ web server. Some servers are there, leave it. For every request, what happened, guys? Process is creating. For every request, process is creating means what? It is taking like more time, right? It is taking like what? More time and more space, right? That's what a process. If number of requests are increased, then process load increased or not?
Yes,
Exactly. But here, what happened, guys? Here, see, here JVM threads. For every servlet request to request 3. If number of requests are increased, for every request here, what happened? Here, every request, process are creating, threads are creating. Threads are creating. Then what happened? Then even if number of requests are increased also, number of threads are increased, but threads are like less weight, right? Lightweight, right? Even one process can have multiple threads, right? Then definitely process load increases, reduced. The process load exactly. Process load is reduced, right? That's what, guys.
Yes.
Tell me. So thread-based multitasking is recommended. Process-based multitasking is recommended.
Thread-based multitasking.
Thread-based multitasking.
Who will create the threads?
JVM.
JVM.
Who will create the process?
Operating
system.
Is that one thread contains? One process contains one thread or multiple threads?
Multiple
One process contains
multiple threads, right? Exactly. I think you got the complete idea about what is a thread and what is a process, right? First of all.
Yeah.
That type of clarity important, right?
Yes, sir.
Thread versus process. Yeah. Guys, you understand the multitasking two types: process-based multitasking, thread-based multitasking. Process-based multitasking means what? For every request, one process is created. Thread-based multitasking means what? For every request, one thread is created. Definitely, process-based multitasking recommended. Thread-based tasking is recommended. Definitely, we decided thread-based, right? Exactly. Well, good. Guys, one process contains multiple threads. Every thread is dependent, independent. Is one
independent.
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 Exactly. Guys, best example, if you take the browser is a process. Under the browser is a big one, right? Browser is a process. Under the browser, you can create the multiple tabs, right? Every tab is one thread, because every tab internally process ID is one ID created, right? Yes, sir. No.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Which like some port is created, right? Exactly. So browser is a big one, guys. We can call it a process. That process contains multiple tabs. Every tab is a thread. That is the best example here. Browser is a big process which contains a multiple tabs. Now every tab is a thread. Every tab is a thread means what? All tabs are running parallelly or not? Maybe
Yes, sir.
one tab you are doing some other work. One tab is doing some other work. One tab is doing some other work, right? But all the tabs are dependent and independent tab. Because you understood the tabs.
Sir.
You understood the tabs, right?
Yes,
see, guys, here my
yes, sir.
This is a browser. Here Gmail is doing some activity internally. This is like Zoom is doing some activity background, right? All threads are running parallelly or not? These all threads are dependent or independent?
Independent, sir. Running parallelly.
Independent, right? Exactly. Guys, I have the notes for this everything. I will share these complete notes today at the end of the class. Okay. And today, tomorrow, We will meet on 9 to 12. 9 to 12, you will complete the threading concept. Okay, good. There are two types of multitasking. Okay, we understood multitasking, process based and thread based, right? Guys, multitasking
So
and
what is thread definition wants?
thread is a lightweight task. Okay, thread is a lightweight task. That's it. It's not like no separate meaning for the thread. Thread is a lightweight task. That's it. Thread is a lightweight task. Threads are lightweight tasks. That's our case. If you
Okay.
want, just you can check the Google also once you get any better information. Because in the real time point of view, as a working employee, I didn't check like thread is lightweight task. That's it. We didn't focus more about that. Thread definition you're asking, right? Okay, let me check. A thread is a thread is a thread is a thread of execution program. Guys, you need to understand like thread is a lightweight task. That's it. Which is created by. Tell me, which is created by.
JVM.
Which is thread is a lightweight task which is created by JVM. That's it. Okay. When we have the multiple threads, application and Java virtual machine allows an application to have the multiple thread executing execution running concurrently, right? Every
Sir,
thread has a
what is meant by high priority and low priority in this
because
definition?
when we have the 3-4 threads, maybe some cases you give the all same priority to all threads, right? Then all threads running parallelly. But some cases when you have the 4 tasks, you give the some task one, he can start faster, reminding us you please wait for the 2 minutes. Then you are giving some priority, right? If you give the high priority, then high priority thread executed first. If you give the low priority thread executed next, right? If
Okay,
you didn't give any priority, some default priorities are there that I'll tell you.
Hello, sir. Not audible.
Hello.
Guys,
Hello,
can you hear
sir.
me? Yeah, I can hear
Yeah,
you.
now
Yes,
it
sir.
is fine.
Yes, sir. Now it's fine, sir.
One process can handle multiple threads. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, sir.
One process can handle multiple threads. So Krishna, Nellore. Yeah, very good. Where's the documentation? Yeah, good. Because multitasking means what? Executing more than one task simultaneously. Because the terminology, operating system level, we are using the terminology like multitasking. Like multitasking means what? Executing more than one task simultaneously is called multitasking, right? Here, every task is independent. Nothing but in my operating system now, here Eclipse is running a background, Edit Plus is running, Zoom is running, PPT is running, Word document is running, right? This all everything is one task or not? Yes or no? Operating system is multitasking, right? Operating system is
Yes,
doing
sir.
now multitasking.
Yeah.
It's all tasks, sir.
These all are tasks, right? So
Yes,
this
sir.
is called multitasking, guys. Multi-threading means what? Creating multiple threads, executing threads parallelly, right?
Yes, sir.
Executing more than one thread simultaneously. Executing more than one thread simultaneously is called multi-threading, right? Every thread is independent. Multitasking, every task is independent. Multi-threading, every thread is independent, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Multitasking, every task is independent. Multi-threading, every thread is
Every thread is
also
independent.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, you are saying like thread is independent. Sir, can you please create the threads and run the threads parallelly? Then that is called multi-threading, right? Exactly. Guys, there are two types of programming models. Single thread model or uni-programming model. Second is a multi-thread model. As understood up to last class here, last examples like last classes, we have the single thread model. It means what? Application contains main method, right? Application contains main method. Execution starts from main method. Main method is running and main method is completed, right? Yeah. That's actually what happened, one person is doing the work here. It is taking 10 seconds almost. That work is done by two persons means what? Parallel. It will take 5 seconds, right? That's what. Let me go for the multi-threaded model, right? Yeah. So guys, single threaded model, guys. This is a single thread model. See, for example, guys, here execution always starts from which method? Main method, right? Because whenever the execution starts from main method, one thread automatically started by JVM. That is called main thread. Because whenever the execution starts from main method, one thread is automatically started by JVM. That is called what?
Main thread.
Main thread, right? Exactly.
Main thread.
Sir, you are saying that main thread is started. I want to know that name of the main thread. Because to get the name of the thread, system.out.println of thread class, thread dot current thread method you need to use. So current thread dot, I can use a get name method. Because here, who is the current thread? Main thread, right?
Main thread.
Because whenever the execution starts from main method, because whenever the execution starts from main method, one thread automatically started is called main thread, right? To get that name of the main thread, guys, thread dot current thread dot get name. In this case, guys, please mute. Getting some disturbance. Please mute. Because Java, see, the application is called what? Test.java. Because code is compiled, it's not a problem. And Java, the class is called which class, guys? Here, guys, Java, the class is called test class. We need to execute, right? Java, the class is called what? Test class. See the output, guys. Ram world is a message I return. Ratan world or Ram is fine. Guys, here, what's the thread name here? The default name of main thread is what? Main, right?
Main.
Yes, we got the thread dot current thread dot get name means what? Who is the current thread here? Main, right? Exactly. Sir, multi-threading, yeah. Sir, class. Sir, class, good. Like this. Okay. Yes, code is compiled fine, code executed fine. Sir, class, good. And we have the main, right? Exactly. You guys are clear now? Pratham class are good, main method. So up to, you see, we have application execution always starts from main method. When thread is automatically started, that thread is called main thread. So main thread is started, main thread executing, and main thread is ended, right? So up to last class, your application contains only one thread, that is called main thread there. But what we decided today, we are talking about the multi-threading concept. Multi-threading means what? Guys, tell me the multi-threading.
Sir, a number of
More than
threads are
more than
executed.
thread will create.
More threads executed
So
simultaneously.
executing more than one thread simultaneously, right? Then what we
Yes.
need to do? We need to create the we need to create a
We need to get multiple threads.
we need to get what? We need to create the multiple threads and we need to run the threads parallel, right? That is called multi-threading, guys. So create the threads. Sir, you are saying that create the threads, run the threads parallelly, sir. How to create the threads, sir? Guys, to create the threads, we have the two approaches. Guys, how many ways you can create a thread? There are two ways to create a thread. One is extending thread class. Second one is implementing a runnable interface. Guys, how many ways are there to create a thread? Two ways, guys. Extend thread class, implementing runnable interface. Guys, try to be more focused because multi-threading first example is very, very important. If you understand the first application flow, first example flow, remaining all examples, same concepts, just as minor modifications. Okay. Yes, we can create the two. How can you create a thread, guys? To create a thread, we have the two ways are there. One is extend thread class. Second one is what? Implements runnable interface, right? Yeah. Let me see
Yes.
like how to create a thread using extending thread class. Exactly. Guys, very simple, guys. Our first point is like, our normal Java class. Our normal Java class become thread class when we extend what? Thread class, right? Guys, when we extend what? Thread class. First step. Guys, our normal Java class becomes thread class when we extend what? Guys, when we extend what? Thread class, right? First point, guys. Second point, write the thread logics. Guys, our normal Java class become thread class when we extend thread class. Because when your class is extending thread class, your class is getting the threading capabilities. Okay, sir, inside the thread class, where I can write the logic, sir? Guys, in entire multi-threading, write the thread logics by overriding run method. I'm saying the word like overriding run by overriding run method. By overriding run method means what? It means run method is already present in which class?
Thread class.
Thread class, right? Yeah, that terminology you need to understand immediately, guys. Then only you are good at CoreJava. Override the run method to write the logics, right? Override run method to write the logics. Because always thread logics means only run method. Sir, can I take another method? Not possible, guys. Always thread logics means what? Only we need to write inside the run method.
Yes.
Okay, so here you can write the logics. Step 2 is completed. Guys, unfortunately, fortunately, your thread is ready. Just your class becomes thread class when we extend thread class. What are the thread logic that you need? You can write the logics here. Then thread is ready. Once the thread is ready, step 3, what we need to do? Once thread is ready, we need to start the thread, right?
Yes, sir.
Guys, once the thread is ready, we need to start the thread simply. To start the thread, create the object of thread, right? My thread t equal to what? Instantiation, guys, object creation. My thread t equal new my thread. Then step 4 is what? Once the the instantiation is done, start the thread using which method, guys? Here, start method. Then thread will start execution. Guys, how many steps total? Tell me. Simply 4 steps, guys. Our normal Java class become thread class when we extend thread class. Override run method to write the logics. When we write the logics means thread is ready. Then we need to start the thread. To start the thread simply, we need to create the object. Then we need to start the thread using start method. That's all.
Hello, sir.
Mhm.
Run method is compulsory.
Because you need to write the thread logics, right?
Okay. And threads class have, sir, how many methods?
That we will see.
Okay.
Yeah, when you do the 2 options, one option is when you do the application using Eclipse ID, control space will work. Control space Eclipse ID will show all the methods which are there in thread class, right? Guys, always in AmIRPay class generally will by heart the things, but don't by heart the things. Don't remember the things. Eclipse ID will give the help. The real-time employees, guys, always use the Eclipse ID, control space, check all the methods. Okay, check the API documentation to get the data instead of remembering the things. Yes, today you will get the clarity. Okay, today you will get the clarity what I'm doing. Okay. See, guys, to do the application, guys, let me open the Eclipse ID.
One quick question is there.
Let me create. Surrender. Please check your internet connection here. Oh my god. Guys, let me create one project for a multi-threading examples. So I hope the guys who knows Eclipse ID uses well and good. Who don't know, just you can create one small example using Eclipse ID. Because in Eclipse ID, just you can create one application project. Go to the file menu, click on new Java project I'm creating, right? File menu, click on new Java project. Tell me the project name, guys. Multi-threading, something like that. Click on finish. Then the project name is a multi-threading. Yeah, multi-threading, guys. Yes, src folder is there. Here right click new. I want to create the class. Give the package name, guys. com.tcs package name. Package is nothing but a folders that you know. Threaded demo 1, guys. Threaded demo 1 is the my main class. Click on main method. Guys, this is a thread class or main class. This is our main class basically, right?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, now can you please guide me how to create the thread?
Extend it.
Extend the thread.
Our
Bracket
normal,
and thread.
our normal Java class become thread class
By
when we
extend
extend. Guys, you don't type in Eclipse ID extends like this. It's not at all good. You write the 2-3 characters always control space. 2 characters you'll write control space. 2 character control space. Extends which class, guys? Thread class control space. See, always I'm writing the 2-3 characters control space, right? Exactly. Guys, now inside the thread class, how can we write the logics?
Need to override the run method.
override the run method.
Some guys override the run method means some guys will write the run method like this controls. Some guys will write the run method like this. Okay. Guys, only Amirpet students will write the public wide run like this. But in the real time point of view, we will not write like this in Eclipse ID. Just you can type the method name run, control space, first method run, right? Click on enter. You will get the method automatically. At the rate override annotation, guys. It specifies that this method is called override method, right? It specifies that this method is called which method? Override method, okay?
Override method.
Sir, I'm unable to use a control space. Okay, no problem. We have another approach. Guys, here method name is the run. One simple method, just run control space, enter. You're getting run. But is it like my method name is like no get number of employees, Then method name is a big, right? Yes or no? Get number of employees. In that case, guys, how can we take that methods, override that methods means here right click, source is there. Source override methods. Yes, here right click, source is there. Source override methods. You override methods, which method you want? Run method. Click on that method name. Just click on OK. That method you will get automatically. This is correct, right? Because you know, method name is a big method name. Method arguments are 3 arguments. Then who will write that much syntax? Tell me. Definitely, it will killing time, right? Tell me, in Amirpet classes, generally you guys will write the public static final return type is a string. Get number of employees of request object req response object res. Who will write this much syntax? Tell me. That's what, guys. Instead of writing this much syntax, just let me override like this. I hope you got the clarity, right? Yeah. Done.
Sir, what is the override?
To represent this method is a override method. We are overriding run method, right?
Right.
This annotation says that this method is overriding method. If you are doing any mistake here, immediately error message.
Okay.
You know, overriding signatures must be same, right? Exactly.
Sir, why are you not mention line number 4 before class public? But it's
If you want, you can mention that's up to you, right? It's not a problem.
it's a by default it's public, yeah, sir.
No. The default modifier in Java is, I think, default, right?
Okay.
The default modifier in Java is a default. That is a package level access.
Okay, and line number 4 is a default modifier.
Default modifier is by default.
Okay, sir.
Guys, here let me write the logics here. Let me write the for loop, guys. For int I equals 0, I less than some 10 times I want print some message, guys. Some to understand the point. I plus you can take. Guys, here I'm writing like no. This is out just to get the system dot out dot println. the sysout control space. Sysout control space, right? Guys, here you can give the message, this is like, user defined thread. User defined thread. Just let me give the user defined thread message. That's all, guys. Guys, now I created one thread. I'm overriding the run method. Inside the run method, I written the for loop, which is writing like, 0 less than 10 I plus plus user defined thread, right? Exactly. Is it clear now? Yeah. Guys, next step is what? We need to start
Need
this
to
thread.
create the object of my thread and need to start.
Guys, here we need to understand one point. So where I need to create the object means to start any user defined thread, guys, we need to write the logics inside the main thread only. Guys, to start any user defined thread, we need to start the logics in, we need to write the logics inside which thread, guys? Tell me. Main thread,
Main
right?
thread.
Main thread.
Yeah, that's what main thread is very, very important, guys. Who will create the main thread?
Yes.
JVM.
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 Any thread is created JVM, right? Who will create the main thread is JVM. Where we will start user defined thread, sir?
In main thread.
Inside the main thread only we'll start user defined thread, right? That is the importance of main thread, guys. Execution starting point is the main thread. All user defined threads you will start inside the main thread only, right? Exactly. Guys, my thread t equal to what? New my thread, right? Guys, see, if you want any information about the method, just place the cursor here. Read that message, guys. This is run method, right? Guys, subclass of thread should override this method, right? Subclass of thread override this method or not? This thread was constructed, nothing but logics, guys. This thread was constructed nothing but like logics, right? Using runnable object, guys. Anyway, this is run method. Run method means what? To write the construct the logics, right? Exactly. Guys, how to start the thread? Tell me then. T dot which method here? Start method. That's all. Guys, now from this line onwards, your application contains how many threads?
2 threads.
Guys, for the main thread also, let me write some logics here, which says that this is called what? Main thread, right? Exactly. Is it clear now? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Guys, now tell me, start method, just you place the cursor. Read that message, anyone? Anyone, one of your friend, please read that messages. This message is very, very important for us. Anyone please respond here. Read that message.
Process this thread to begin execution. The JVM calls the run method of this thread. The result is that 2 threads are running concurrently. The current thread which returned from the call to the start method, and the other thread which executed it is run method. It is never legal to start a thread more than once. In particular, a thread may not be restarted once it has completed execution.
What's your name?
Sharan, yeah.
Sharan, what you understood about that point?
I don't know what I.
Yeah, what you understood is fine.
Sorry, to read, like not understand.
What is the need of reading without understanding? While reading, you didn't get any points.
It is something that is multiple JVM like that keyword is there and currently running like that.
First, this point there causes this thread to begin execution. Start method means what, guys? Causes this thread begin the execution. These points I'm not saying, right? This is saying by API documentation itself, right? This is API documentation, right? Then you need to understand immediately by reading this one or twice. Causes this thread to begin the execution. No, guys, I'll give 1 minute time. Anyone, please read this paragraph. Please respond to everyone. Don't take like it's like fun punishment. In interviewer, you need to respond this kind of answers, right? Everyone, please read 2 minutes and please mute here. Guys, one good news for you guys. The guys who are looking for the offline classes on March 25th, morning 9 a.m. I'm going to start the offline classes in DURGASOFT.
Sir, hello, sir.
Very clear. Offline classes. You check the DURGASOFT website once. We are going to start offline classes in DURGASOFT from March 25th, morning 9 a.m.
Sir, location?
Maitrivanam, Amirpet.
What is the limitation of the class, sir? Means how many people can join?
That depends. See, we have the big classroom. We are arranging the chair like 1 meter distance, it seems.
Okay.
So in the class, like big classroom, we will see how many people will come and all.
Sir, any spring classes started?
Present, we have the core. After that, advanced. After that, spring, the continuation. This is the first class, right? Again, like after
Sir, when will be your next advanced class?
we will see, Kumar Sonu. I will tell you. Online class anyhow it will start. Offline class I'm talking offline. If anyone need online classes tomorrow morning, Monday morning, which is already some basic concepts are done, like 2 to 3 demo classes are done. If you need any online classes, morning 7 a.m. I have the class. Just you can call to office once and
Spring classes, sir.
No spring class present here. We have the core present. Spring class it will take some time. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. If you need online class, CoreJava online class, morning 7 a.m. the class is there.
Sir, I am from Maharashtra, Amravati. And means sir, I can't join the offline class. Then online class is available for me.
Yeah, online classes tomorrow morning, not tomorrow, Monday morning 7 a.m. is a class.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
You can call to office. Just you can check once. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, guys, read this paragraph. Anyone done? Guys, while learning, you need to enjoy the subject. Read this message. You are responsible, right? Causes this thread execution begins. Thread execution. See, guys, thread execution begins means what happened here? Java virtual machine calls which method? Run method.
Run method.
It means when you call the t.start method, Java virtual machine is calling run method, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It means start method internal code is calling run method or not?
Yes, sir.
Exactly. When we call the t.start, guys, it begin the execution, then immediately it is calling the run method to start the execution, right? It is calling the run method, guys. The second point. Third point is what? Definitely your application contains 1 thread or 2 threads. The result is that 2 threads are running concurrently, right? Yes or no, guys? One is why is it running concurrently? Because one is you started main already started 2 threads are running. Okay. The current thread, guys. The current thread means which returns from the call to the start method. Okay, to other threads. One is it's saying that 2 threads running parallelly. What is a current thread means what? That is current thread means what? Which returns from the your thread, right? Other thread is what? Which executes its run method, right?
Main method.
One is a main thread, one is a run execution thread, right?
Okay.
Exactly. I think 3 points are clear. Starting the thread is nothing but begin the execution. Execution begins is nothing but it is calling the run method. When it is calling run method, total 2 threads we have. One is a main thread, one is a run method you are calling. Run method is executing, right? That thread, user defined thread simply. For our understanding purpose, 2 threads means what? One is a main thread, one is a user defined thread, right? That's the point. What the next point tell me? It is never legal to start a thread more than once. In particular, the thread may not be restarted once it has completion execution, right? Yeah, it's saying like thread can be started how many times, guys? Only once. If you are calling t.start, again you are calling the t.start, cannot be restarted, right? It is never legal to start the thread more than once. In particular, a thread may not be restarted once it has complete execution, right? Once it is complete execution, it may not restart, right? Exactly. If you're trying to do what happened, guys, here?
If you start multiple time, sir,
Illegal.
if you start multiple time, it will give some exception or one.
Yeah, below is there, na? If thread was already started, if thread was already started, what happened here? Illegal.
Close legal thread start exception.
You got the point, right? I think this is very, very important, right? To understand the points. Guys, sir, no. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I written the
Yes.
message here, right? Yeah. For our understanding purpose, the first point, guys. The second point, this is the third point. Current thread is a main thread. Other thread is a user-defined thread, right? Exactly. It is never legal to start the thread more than once. In particular, if you start, then what happened, guys? Here we got the exception, right? Yeah, it is never legal to start the same thread. Where is the point? Yeah, it's never legal to start the thread. Yeah, it's never legal. It's never legal. It is never legal to start this more than once. Yeah, fine, good. It's never legal to start the thread more than once. In particular, if you start, we got the exception, right? Very good, guys. That's a point. Guys, I hope you got the clarity. Then this application contains total how many threads? Two threads. One thread.
User defined thread.
Guys, this both threads will run parallelly, right? If both threads are run parallelly means you will get the output is parallelly, right?
Yes, sir.
Exactly. That is the information, guys. Simply can run the code. That's all. Run the code. That's all.
Sir, can you run that particular code where we are starting to?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Running,
Yes.
right?
Can run, sir, this code.
Once if you written the code, how we will run, right? Guys, first time when you run the code, first main thread executing, then user defined thread is executing. Run this code, main thread user defined thread, main thread user defined thread. Now see, guys, one time main thread user defined threads. So both are running parallelly, so we can't predict the output, right? Guys, both threads are running parallelly or not?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
There is no expected output, right? We can't say perfect output, right? Because if I give the task to two people, first time say do the work means they'll do some work. They'll complete the work, right? Second time I give the same work, do the same work means they will do the same manner or it will be changed. Depends on the mood, the value will be changed, right? The date will be changed, right? Yes, sir. No.
Yeah, it will change. Yeah, it will change.
Yes, that's what, guys. Both are doing the work. Both are doing the work parallelly. But what happened here? If you run the code multiple times, so run to run, what happened? Both are working parallelly means so different behavior, right? Because both are running concurrently. Then we need to check both are running concurrently or not. Guys, that's it, guys. Multi-threading very simple. Most of the guys they're making like multi-threading very complex. But I think based on these points only understood the complete process, right?
Yeah.
Based on these 4 points which I copied from Eclipse ID API documentation, you understood all the points, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It.
Sir, I have one doubt.
Slowly, one by one. Tell me.
So here we have seen a thread may not be restarted once it has completed execution. Right?
Yeah. Then if we start the T1 start again, you can add this T dot start. Simply can run this code. We got the exception like no illegal thread state exception.
But there they are saying that completed the execution.
Sorry?
When execution is completed, we can start it again also.
There's a different perspective. Different perspective means like request level. See, in web application level, when the one request is coming to server side, a request is handled, thread is deleted. When the new request is coming, new thread is created, right? It's not like, it's not restarting the same thread, right? So new thread will be created with a new ID, right?
Yeah.
In that case.
Okay. Got it.
Any other questions?
No, it's fine.
Yeah, everything is going good, right? Yeah, that much simple, guys, multi-threading. Guys, if application contains, if the result is 2 threads running concurrently, 2 threads running concurrently means unexpected output, right? Unexpected output says both are running parallel enough. So that's what First run, they are doing work. Second run, they are doing the work. They will do the work, but we can't say like, exactly first run what they have done the manner, the same manner they will not do the second run, right? Yeah, like that. Guys.
Yes, yes.
Good. Guys, first example is clear.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, exactly. Guys,
But
first one only important.
But I think, sir, if we can make the my thread classes public, then it will be throwing an out.
Why you are
Problem.
saying that is a different issue.
Right.
Public class, if it throwing error means it doesn't like, actually application point of view, this thread is there in a one module. This main thread is there in another module.
Right.
Actually, the source file is allowed to declare only one public class. This
Right.
file allows to declare one public class. That's
Right.
what here I cannot do like two public classes, right?
Correct.
Then that right? Then why you're asking this question again?
No.
Then
Just
you
to,
want that public class means you can make it in separate class, separate source file.
right.
Then separate source file you can make, then you can create the object here, right? That will be better.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is a CoreJava first class. First classes you will get that points. In my CoreJava first 10 days classes you will get that point. Guys, everyone is clear with this example, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. Good. Guys, next one you can see. Next example, if you see, I want to like override the run method, guys. Overriding run method. Assume like I didn't override run method. Because if you didn't override run method, then what is the use? Tell me. There is no use, right? It's always recommended to override run method, no? Because if you didn't override run method, then what happened? If you didn't override run method, which class run executed?
The
Thread
thread
class
class run method.
Harsharaj, why do you start the start method instead of run, sir? Instead of run? No, actually, thread class start method is responsible to start the thread, and it is calling run method internally. Thread class start method will register the threads into thread schedulers are there internally. Thread scheduler concept is there. Because if application contains more than one thread, who decide thread execution means thread schedulers. I will write that point later, okay? Yeah, Arsha, can we write in another class? Yeah, definitely, why not? Guys, the second point we need to take here is if I didn't override run method here, if I didn't override run method, then what happened here? Which class run executed? Thread class run, which is having empty implementation, guys. Thread class run is having empty implementation means you'll get any output, guys. There is no output, right?
Sir, I have one question. If you call the thread from t.thread start method, but I have a simple run method in my thread class, and I call t.run method, then execution will be normally or executed like thread.
How can we start the thread?
Sir, like run method, I call normally run method.
Then thread is not created. No? Who will start the thread? Who will create the thread?
Okay.
Start method will be
Start
created.
method, right?
Okay, sir.
That's
Okay,
what,
clear, sir. Yes, yes. This confusion clear, sir. Okay, sir.
That's what clearly it's saying that causes the thread begins execution, right? Run method will not begin the execution, right?
Yes, sir.
Run method will not begin the execution. Start method will begin the execution, and virtual machine calls run method of this thread automatically. Run is a callback method. Callback method means what? Which is called by a start method. We are not calling that method, right?
Okay, sir.
Exactly. Yes, overriding run method is recommended. If you didn't override run method, then what happened, guys? If you are not overriding run method in thread subclasses, then which class run executed? Thread class run is executed, which is having empty implementation, right? Yes, sir. No.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's what, guys. So thread is execution program. A thread is a thread of execution program. Java virtual machine allows application to have one thread, multiple threads, multiple thread execution running concurrent, right? Yeah. So every thread is having a priority, guys. That I will tell you. Every thread is having priority, right? Guys, here there are two ways to create a new thread of execution. There are two ways to create a new thread of execution. One is declare the class is subclass of what? Thread class. Right? There are two ways to create a thread, guys. New thread of execution. One is like, to declare the class subclass of thread. Another one is what, guys? Runnable, right? The run method. This is the first one, guys. Extending thread class, right? Let's see here directly. We have the example also. Public void run method is there. Public void run method is there, right? Exactly. The second approach, right? The another way to create a thread is declare. Sir, where is this information, sir? Guys, this kind of information important for you guys. Just you can check the Java 8 API documentation. Java 8 API documentation. Yeah, so Java 8 API document. Guys, you need to follow the class very clearly. I think everything is going good, right? This is the actual thing which is required in the real time. Not like writing the theory notes in American classes. You never get the job if you write the theory notes and all. Right? Everything we need to see practically. Be focused. Yes, java.lang package if you see, because the thread class belongs to which package, guys? Java.lang package. Java.lang package. Yes, if anyone needs information in the future, Spring classes, Spring Boot classes, Hibernate classes, any classes, if you need any information, yes, you need any information, always you try to see the API documentations. Always you try to see the API documentations. Java.lang package is there. I think my CoreJava students, you know this one, how to check the API documentations very clearly and how to write the coding using API documentations, right? Other students, just think this is a way. Thread class, let me check. Thread class, guys. Here, definitely you get information. See this message, guys? This is a API documentation. Thread is a thread of execution in a program. Java Virtual Machine allows the application to have the multiple threads executing parallelly. There are two ways to create a thread of execution. One is to declare the, guys, read the points, which point you feel important, take that point. Don't by heart every line of messages. That depends. Yeah. Guys, there are two ways to create it. This is the first way, guys. And this is the second way, right? Exactly. Implementing runnable interface, guys. Runnable. That I will see in tomorrow class. Okay. That we will see in tomorrow class. Fine. Is it clear now? Yeah. There's now override the run method to write the logic space. If we didn't override run method, then what happened? If we didn't override run method, then what happened? Right? Exactly. Do one thing is, when we call the start method, do you think which class start executed? T dot start means first it will check the start method in which class? My thread class, right? My thread class, do you have any start method?
But that is override from the thread class.
My thread class, do you have any start method? No. Which class start executing then?
Thread class.
Exactly.
Thread class.
T dot start means this is belongs to thread start method, thread class start method. Okay, thread class start method. Thread class start method only causes thread execution, right?
Yes.
For example, you said like the start is belongs to thread class, but I'm overriding the start method here. Then what happened? Then our class start executed, thread class start executed.
Our class.
Our class.
Our class start is there any capable to start the execution of thread?
No.
No, right? Yeah.
No.
As in that case, overriding the start method is recommended or not recommended?
Not recommended.
Not recommended.
Overriding the start method is not overriding start method recommended or not recommended?
Not recommended.
Not recommended, right? Guys, overriding the start method is not recommended. Not recommended means not recommended, right? That is a point, guys. Are you clear now? Overriding the run method, overriding the start method. Overriding run method is recommended or not? Yes, recommended, because you override the run method to write the logics, right? But overriding start method is recommended or not recommended means not recommended, right?
Sir,
Yeah.
can you show the start method inside the thread class? How it is calling to run method internally?
This is a thread class, right? In the thread class, we call the start method is there. See, it is yes. We have a start method, no? This is a start method. Just is giving the information to you. This is the API documentation I shown, right? So if you
In English
want
also we
to
can go to that class,
source
right?
code,
And they
thread
wrote some logic.
class source code. Thread class source code, guys. Just you can check the thread class source code once. Thread class source code. This much is not required for you guys. Focus on development first. Okay, let me show. This is a start method, right? Public synchronized void start method. It means the synchronizer method, guys. Start is a synchronized method. It means only one thread is allowed to access, right? So this is like start method code, guys. This method is not invoked from the this start method. This method is not invoked from the main thread and system and get started. Virtual machine any functionality at this feature. Just you can see, guys, group dot add of this group dot add of this yeah, private.
Sir, if it is synchronized, then how it will allow to means parallelly, right? Simultaneously, how it will one by one and allow it if synchronized.
Synchronize in the sense what? Start is a synchronizer. Start is synchronizer means what? Only main thread is allowed to start that method, right? Start to call a start method, right? Start is a synchronizer means what? Only one thread is allowed to start that your thread, right? It's not
Okay,
like
yeah, got it.
it's not like you are thinking like too much internal, yeah. I can give the explanation, but others feels very difficulties about that. You understood that point, right? This is a source code, guys. Here you can see. Here we have the run method calling is there. Public void run method is there. This is like target run. Public void. See, start method thread state not equal 0 means what happened, guys? Illegal thread state exception. Not equal 0 means already not equal 0. Then throw the exception like illegal exception. Started equal true. Thread state failed. Yeah, you can check the source code, guys. In the source code, that start method will call which method, guys? Here, run method, right? It's fine. Guys, the points are clear now. Yes, can we prepare some interview questions about threading?
Yeah.
What do you say? Yes, can we prepare some interview questions about the threading? What do you say?
Yeah, we can prepare.
Otherwise, after the class, can I share all the questions you will check? Or in front of you, I will prepare 2 options with you. What do you say?
In front of us, it will be good. In front of us, it will be good.
In front of you, prepare any.
If you override the start method, then invoke run method. If you override the start method, see, this is like all about your Amirpet classes. The faculty will create the confusions. But in the developer point of view, think some bit, Joshi, developer point of view, what you will do in the real time? To start the thread, you will override the run method. Just you can call the to start the thread start method, right? As a developer, I know that when I call start method, okay, start method thread class start executed, it automatically calls the run method to start the thread execution. That is a developer point of view. This Amirpet faculty is a time waste. Some stupid people, they are calling run method, start again run method, that run, this run. And what is this all there? Think like as a developer point of view. Yes, sir. Someone got me confused. Yeah. But you got the clarity that API documentation clearly saying this is a thread class start got executed, start the begin the execution. This is very clear, right? That clarity important, guys. The clarity important. Hmm? Could you please send the last collection regarding link? Pramod, you can check in YouTube. YouTube, just type the collections by Mr. Ratan. You will get the last videos. And today video also after the class, which is uploaded in the YouTube, just you can check in YouTube. Okay, it's fine. Guys, who override the run method to write the logics. So override run method to write the logics. Yeah. Okay, sir. Good.
Can we do constructor in child class or my thread class?
Can we?
Can we take a constructor in my thread class that is child class?
Here constructor.
Yes, sir.
Why?
If I want to take any variables.
Okay, the next examples I will take the constructor. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, next example definitely will do that. Guys, that is a one thing. So main thread, you know. So t dot start and t dot run. Guys, t dot start means this is a very bad thing. Guys, don't take this point and all. Because there's one thing. Because next point, like, you know, I want to overload the run method, guys. Assume like, can I take the run method? Let me overload the run method. Guys, who is calling run method? Yes, simply I'll take the run method like this.
Main method.
Who is calling run method?
JV.
JVM. JVM in the sense what? Like nothing but start method, right? When you call the start method, start is calling like, you know, run method. Start is calling run in the sense virtual machine only calling run, right? Virtual machine only, right? Yes or no? Yeah, but here how many run methods that I have? 2 run methods, right? One is 0 argument run method, 1 argument run method. Then start method will call how many argument run method?
0.
So when
0 argument.
Yeah, even when you overload the run method, guys, start method is always calls what? 0 argument run method, right? That's one of these small conclusion. Yes, it is possible to overload the run method, but start is always calls what? 0 argument run method, right?
Yes.
That's one point. Can we, some interviews, guys, they'll ask the question like, you know, can we overload the run method? Yes. Can we overload run method means yes, sir. But start method is called which run method, guys? 0 argument run, right? Exactly. Is it clear now? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Guys, actually, you no need to take the separate class also. Even separate class also not required. Guys, the case 5 you can see class method extends thread class. Override the run method to write the logics. Here itself I took the main method also, right? Guys, this example contains how many threads?
2 threads.
This example also contains 2 threads, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Anyone is thinking 1 thread? Anyone is thinking 1 thread, no, right? Because whenever the execution starts from main method, 1 thread is started. T dot start means which class start executed, thread class start executed, it automatically calls run method, right? Exactly. Yeah. Here also 2 threads will be created. So no need to take the separate class to define the main thread. Okay. So even here itself we can define the main, right? Yes, yes, sir. No. It's never legal to start the same thread twice. If we start the same thread twice, we get exception is what? Illegal thread state exception, right?
Right. Illegal state.
Illegal thread state exception, right? Exactly. Yes, next one you can see here. I want stop the execution like 5 times or 10 times. Yes, just let me take the for loop. Let me take the for loop. For int I equal 0, I less than simply can make the 10 I plus plus. I plus plus. Guys, let me print like Ratans are great. What are Ratans are great, huh? Start method. Ratans are great, you get the message. But every like what you can say, I want stop the execution 1 second gap. Ratans are great, 1 second gap. Ratans are great, 1 second gap. Ratans are great, 1 second gap. To stop the thread execution, guys, thread dot sleep method we need to use. Sleep of milliseconds, 1000 milliseconds I given. Guys, here who is trying to stop the execution? Who is trying to stop the execution?
Run.
Huh?
Ridiculous.
Developer, right?
Right.
Who is stopping developer, right?
Right, sir.
At runtime, your thread is in the sleeping mode, right? If thread is in the sleeping mode means other threads are able to interrupt. If other threads are able to interrupt, you got interrupt exception, right?
Right.
That's what, guys. Compile time, compile is showing information to you. Guys, compile time, like guys, please mute. There is some background disturbance from your side. When you are talking, just unmute. But if you are not talking, make sure immediately just you can mute. Guys, thread dot sleep method means it throwing interrupt exception, guys. Compile this is checked exception. Yes, compiler showing information means this is called checked exception, right? Yes, compile time, compile is showing information means what? Compile time, compile showing information, that's a check. Compile time, compile showing information means this is called what? Checked exception, right? Yes, we need to handle this exception using try catch box. That's fine. Yes, print stack trace will print the complete information where exactly exception lies, right? Marson, please don't unmute you. Yeah, guys. So thread dot sleep method will stop the execution, guys. Will stop the execution, right? Yeah, throwing like interrupt exception, guys. See, guys, this is sleep method. Sleep method throws which exception, no interrupt exception, right? Read this message, anyone? Guys, always place the cursor on the method. You read this API documentation so that your knowledge automatically improved. You no need to check any websites and all. Read this message clearly. Causes
Causes the currently executing thread to sleep.
who is reading here? I think same person is reading now.
No, sir.
No, a different person. But while reading, make sure that you're understanding at least some points.
Yeah, sure, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, just you can place the cursor. Yeah, see that right message.
Okay. So causes the concurrently executing thread to sleep, temporarily cease execution for the specified number of milliseconds, subject to precision and accuracy of the system, timers and schedulers. The thread does not lose ownership of any monitors.
Yeah, we understood that the thread is entering into sleeping mode, right? It like temporarily cease the execution, right?
Right.
The specified number of seconds, right? Specified number of milliseconds, right? It won't lose ownership, guys. It won't lose the ownership. Just it is entering into the sleeping mode. Parameter is what? Milliseconds. The length of the time to sleep in the milliseconds, right? Some cases we got exception. Why? Illegal argument exception. Why illegal argument exception? If the value of milliseconds is
negative.
Negative, right? Exactly. There's one more exception we got. Read that one more exception.
Interrupted exception.
Interrupt exception. If any thread has interrupted the current thread, see guys, if any other thread has interrupted this thread, then we got interrupt exception, right? Exactly. Your thread is in the sleeping mode now. Your thread is in the sleeping mode means what? Other threads are able to interrupt, right? If other threads are interrupted, then we got interrupt exception, right?
Yes.
Exactly. First, let me run this up to this code. Ratans are great. 1 second gap. Ratans are great. Ratans are great. Ratans are great. Ratans are great. Yeah. We got the message Ratans are great 10 times, right? Exactly. Guys, what is the name of the main thread?
Main. Name is main.
How can we get that name of the main thread? Thread dot current thread dot get name I use, right?
Yes.
The same way, guys, for user defined thread, the default name of user defined thread is starts from thread 0. Okay, so here thread dot we can write the current thread dot get name method. Then tell me, guys, then the t1 dot start means here t1 thread is running. T1 thread is running. T thread is running means the thread name is what? Thread 0, right? If you want, you can see Thread 0 is the name of the thread. Hmm? Yes or no? Thread 0 is the name of the thread, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Exactly. Returns are great. Do one thing is let me print 5 times. First thread is printing 5 times. T1 thread T1 dot start.
The thread 0, how that name is came. Thread
By
of
default
zero.
name, that is a default name. My thread T2 equal new my thread T2 dot start. Guys, here I'm creating how many threads total?
3.
3 threads.
Okay. How many user defined threads means 2.
2.
Total
Yes.
how many threads means 3, right?
3,
Yes.
yes, sir.
Guys, first thread, the okay, let me get the name of main thread. How can you get the name of main thread? Here you can thread dot current thread dot
Thread
get name.
get name.
This is the name of main thread. Yes, T1 dot start means now this code executed by T1 thread, right? T1 thread, what's the name? T1 thread name is
T of 0.
thread 0, right? Yeah.
Yes.
0.
First thread is running means this is a thread 0. Second thread is running means this is like thread 1,
Thread
right?
of
Exactly. If you want, you can run this code. See the output, guys. 2 threads running parallelly, na? Thread 0, thread
Yes,
1,
sir.
thread 0, thread 1, thread 0, thread 1. Ratans are great, Ratans are great, Ratans are great, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Can we change the thread name?
That is the second point. T1 dot, you can write the set name method. Set name method of what? The name of the thread is what? Something like worker 1. Second thread is what? T2 dot what? Set name of what? Something like, worker 2, right? Worker 1, worker 2. Even if you want change the main thread name also, just you can make this code. What I can say? Thread
Instead
dot
of that,
current
set
thread dot current thread dot what? Set name, right?
set name.
Set name
Yes,
of what? This is main service, right?
Yes, sir.
This is like, main service. Yeah, main service, right? Yeah. Now we can run this code. See the output, guys. Main service, worker 1, worker 2, worker 1, worker 2, worker 1, worker 2, worker 1, worker 2. Right?
Yes, sir.
So if you didn't set the names, default names, if you set the names, your own names, that is not a problem, right? Is that clear now?
Yes. Sir, I have another doubt.
Yes,
When
sir.
thread object will destroy?
Huh?
When thread object will destroy?
Once the completion of main method. Actually, in the garbage collection, once the main is completed, actually T1 is referencing this object, right? It means thread existence is there, right? Once the main
Yes.
method is completed, this reference is destroyed, right? Once this reference is destroyed, this becomes nameless, right? Unused garbage, right? Unreferenced object. Unreferenced object automatically collected by garbage collector.
We can't stop thread.
Sleep method only we can do.
Sleep is not actually stop. Means that is stopping for few seconds or few milliseconds.
What do you want to stop? You don't want thread, huh?
Yes. For example, a 5 or 6. Yeah.
Stop is there. Stop is there, but it's a deprecated is saying. The method stop of this thread is what deprecated. If we need that kind of, try to understand the concept. If we need that kind of information, try to see the API documentation. So these are the methods are there, right?
Yes.
Yeah, these are stop method. Saying stop is deprecated. Saying that information is what? This method interrupted this method is what? Inherently unsafe. Stopping a thread with the thread dot stop causes the unlock all of the monitor of the locked monitors that is a lock, right? Yeah. He's saying that it's not recommended to stop the thread because it lose the monitoring concept everything. So he's saying like that. Just you can try to read this API documentation. If you need any information, you get it better, right? But anyway, you got some information, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, any other questions? This is like thread names, guys. We set the names and we get the names, right?
Hello, sir. In real time, we can't use the thread directly, right? Either we can use asynchronous is that concept.
Actually, those concepts are using asynchronous, synchronous communications and all. They're using internal threading concept. You know, even servers are handling multiple requests at a time, right? How? Because of multi-threading, right? JMeter is handling the multiple requests, right? How? Because of threading, right?
Yes, those are internally using thread only, sir. But how we can't use this thing to any project, right? Is it we are using this thread concept, thread create object like this?
Yeah, we can use this here as part of thread pooling concept. If you know the thread pooling in microservices, I can maintain the pool. I can release the data resources like that. In microservices, I can implement that.
Okay.
Good. Is it clear, right? This example, everyone?
Yes.
Thread
Yes.
name. What is the default name of thread? The default name of thread is what? The default name of main thread is what? The default name of main thread is main. The default name of user defined thread is what?
Thread of zero.
Thread zero. Exactly. Good. Good. There's one more example, you see. The another example is like, you know, let me change the style. Thread demo 2. Guys, observe carefully what I am doing. Guys, you need to respond for this example. Guys, simply I am doing one class A is there. Class A contains one wish method. Guys, class A contains what? Guys, patience important. Class A contains some wish method. Guys, always you try to see the code. What is that code? Okay, it's a static method. It's a static method. It expecting one argument name. For loops are using for loop I0 I less than 10. SAR is printing just good morning name, and SAR is stopping the execution thread.sleep method. Okay, thread.sleep method not only used in the thread class, guys. You can use wherever you need to stop the application, right? Yeah. So thread.sleep is not like, you know, to stopping only in threads. So we can use wherever application stopping, right? Yeah, fine. Thread.sleep method, guys. So okay, good. Guys, here I took the mythread1 class. MyThread1 class is overriding which method, guys? Run method is calling the wish method by passing Lipika, right? Any explanation required?
No.
First thread is calling the Lipika. In the same way, second thread is calling like, you know, Lalita. Lipika, Lalita, Sarita. I think next one. Oh no, Kavita. Lipika, Lalita, Kavita. This is my previous batch students. Lipika is there, Lalita is there, Kavita is there, right? Exactly, guys. I think these are three threads. Three threads are there. Very good. This is the public class demo 2. Oh, excellent. Yes, I think you are clear, right? Yes, T1 dot start, T2 dot start, T2. How many threads are running parallel now? User defined threads are 3 threads are running parallel, right? Three threads are running parallel means these 3 threads are accessing this method, right? Guys, these 3 threads are accessing this method or not?
Yes.
Yeah. 3 threads are accessing this method means then good morning. 3 threads are running at a time, right? 3 threads running at a time means good morning, Lipika, Kavita, Sarita, Lipika, Lalita, Sarita, Lipika, Lalita, Sarita. 3 threads are running at a time, right? Exactly.
Yes.
So this method is accessed by one thread and multiple threads. 3 threads running at a time, right?
Not threads. Yes.
But my requirement is I want start this. I want to give the permission to, like, you know, I'll give the permission only one thread is allowed to access this method. Here 3 threads are
Then
running.
use the synchronization.
3 threads are running means 3 threads are accessing at a time to my method, right? I don't want to give the permission. I don't want to give the permission. Guys, you are the 3 threads are running. 3 threads are running means what happened? Assume like you're the 65 people in the class. If you all are running at a time, you all are asking Ratan sir what, then what happened, guys? I will very dangerous, right? That's what I said. My method. What I said, but please run only one time, only one person at a time. Run only one person at a time means only ask only one person at a time, right? That's what, guys. To give that permission, guys, myself is synchronized better, non-synchronized better.
Synchronized.
For me, synchronous is better, right? If I'm non-synchronous, what happened, guys? 65 people at a time will be the left and right there. That's what myself is synchronized better, right? Then what happened here? Now Lipika is asking the questions. Lipika is completed. Once Lipika is completed, Kavita is asking the questions. Once Kavita is completed, then what happens is Lalita is asking the questions. That will be better, right? That's why I hope you got the clarity about the synchronized versus the non-synchronized. Synchronized means how many threads are active?
Only one.
Synchronized means only one thread will allow. After that, another thread will allow.
Only synchronized means only one thread, right? The synchronized is a modifier. Yeah, it is applied for only methods. Synchronized modifier is only for the methods. Synchronized, it is only for methods. Only for methods. Okay. There are two kinds. One is synchronized, non-synchronized. First, by default, method is what? Synchronized, non-synchronized. Non-synchronized. Non-synchronized means what happened here? 65 people at a time will give the left and right? It means what? Maybe performance is increased because all threads are running at a time, right? Okay, performance is increased, time is reduced. Within 2 minutes, you can ask the questions, you'll complete the work, right? Non-synchronized means what, guys? Multiple threads can access the method, right? Multiple threads can access, right? But is thread safe or not thread safe? Not a thread safe, right? Not safe. I'm not safe, right? Not threads. But performance increased, decreased.
Increased.
Performance is increased, right? Because all are running at a time, no? Performance is increased. Okay, performance is what? Increase, right? Exactly. Because then synchronized. Synchronized method means what? Synchronized means what? One thread or multiple threads? Only
one thread can access.
Only one thread.
Only one person can access the question, right?
One thread can access one.
Only one thread can access.
Can access once.
One thread accessing means what? I am safe, right?
Yes, sir.
Thread safety is the right?
That's it.
Thread safe method. Thread safe method. But performance, guys?
Decreases.
Performance bit low, right? Because it will take some time, right? Time, right? Yeah. Performance, what? Performance is decrease, right? Because it will take some time to process. Anyhow, you got the practically the points, right? All the points, right? Yeah. Yes, I will tell you one interesting point here. No, not interesting. No, Dilip. In this example, how many stack memories will be created?
Okay. How many stack memories, right?
My CoreJava students, you know, stack memory created by JVM, right?
Yes.
Here, how many stack memories are created? That's the question.
Yeah, based on the number of threads, stack threads.
Based on what?
Number of threads.
Number of threads, right? Because every thread is a separate task, right? Every thread is a separate task. In that case, what happened here? In this example, guys, actually, main thread. Okay, main method is when I exam starts from main method, one thread is started main thread, right? Whatever the method call is done by main thread, those all will be stored in the main stack, right? T1 thread is there. T1 thread can call some other methods, right? Sir, T1 threads, how it is calling another method? Sir, because threads are only run method is there. You are saying other methods. What is that? Guys, maybe I forgot to tell one point here. Actually, what happened, you know, no need to write the complete logics inside the run method, guys. Application point of view, what we will do some cases, you know, we will take like, you know, user defined methods. Guys, what we will do? We will take the user defined methods also. Where is that? I missed that example, it seems. 1 second here.
But sir, normally object will store in the heap memory, right?
But reference is stored in the stack memory, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Java, yeah, I have too much experience. That is a very bad thing, actually. Almost all we have the 15 years experience on Java. Java. I can see like all the corners. When immediately ask the question, I have the. Because the point is like, what I'm trying to say. When you call, like you don't need to write the complete code inside the run method, guys. You can take your own methods, you can call that methods inside the run method. It's not a problem, right? This it's like it's a kind of like it's a kind of like this, guys. Actually, we don't need to write the complete code inside the run method. What I will do, I can take the void m1 method. As I can take what void m1 method, I can take void m2 method, I can take void m3 method, void m3 method. Like that, you can take the methods. These methods you can call inside this one, right?
Method will call from inside the run.
Exactly. It means what, guys? This run is calling the 3 methods or not? Yeah, that's what, guys. Every stack,
yes.
Every thread, one stack memory created. Every thread, one stack memory created. That thread is calling any method calls, those all method calls are stored in the corresponding stack memory. Guys, those all method calls are stored in what? Corresponding stack memory, right? Exactly. You got the point, right? Yeah, so this example, one more important conclusion you need to understand. If application number of stacks creation depends on what? Number of threads. If application contains 4 threads, then 4 stack memory is created. Every thread method calls will be stored in the corresponding stacks, right? Yes or no?
Sir, one doubt I have.
Tell me.
Sir, you have in that line synchronized, only one thread can access, and thread safe. What is this thread safe?
What is thread safe means what? Like thread safe means one person is asking the question, right? So I have the full control on that. Only one person is only one thread is running, right? It means I have the full control on my data, right?
Yeah.
If multiple threads are running, is what? One guy is trying to change one value, another guy is trying to change another value, another guy is trying to change another value, right?
Okay.
If you have the values concept, if you have the data concept, in that case, what happened? You got issues, right?
Okay, means single thread can access only one object, and multiple thread can do the same object modifications too. So
because,
that is
because if multiple threads are accessing that method, multiple threads are doing the internal method business logics, right? Executing that logics, right?
Yes.
That logics may contain the values, that may values are frequently changing, right?
Yes. Okay.
Then in that case, what happened? There is no thread safety, right?
Oh, yes.
Exactly. The JVM will create the stack memory. Depends on what? Depends on number of threads, right? Pawan, Kotlin, Java, both are same. JVM is only, right? So everything is same. Kotlin, Java only same. The only difference is vendors. Kotlin also JVM based only.
Sorry. Okay. Hi, sir.
Tell me now. Sufyan, tell me.
This
so before the synchronized, like you have executed the 3 threads, right? Before writing synchronized.
It means at that time 3 threads are accessing, right?
Yeah. So in this case, if you see the second thread has got the has been printed the output first. Before the Likita, first the Lalita has been output has came. So it means that if you try to understand the internal process, whichever process, I mean, JVM has allocated some memory to that process. JVM has took that process, or how is the process?
Here
like
3
before
threads are there, right? Here, I mean, user-defined threads are there. 3. Actually, what happened? Thread scheduler will decide the thread execution. Thread schedulers internally. Here,
those are part of JVM, right?
Part of the JVM. Part of the JVM thread schedulers are there. Here 3 threads are running, right? Don't think like here first thread T1 means T1 thread will start. Who knows? Because 3 threads are there. Thread execution decided by thread scheduler. Thread scheduler will decide which thread has to execute it faster. Okay.
So for thread scheduler, how we will get the input from the system memory or RAM, whichever the system allocates some memory, it will straightforward pick that, or I mean, how the priority will be discussed. Another thread scheduler.
The priority in a sense, like, here unfortunately we didn't set the priorities for this thread, sir. If we didn't set the priorities to this thread, sir, the default priority is like, same 5 only. The default priority of thread is 5. 3 threads are having the same priority. Then thread scheduler will allocate the CPU, depends on what the algorithms they written in the thread scheduler, which is like preempt algorithm is there, time slicing algorithms are there. Based on that algorithm, so they will start that execution process. Okay. Even see if you have the some NFS game, some car racing game is there. Assume like 5 cars are there. Out of 5 cars, how many cars will you control? 1 car I will control. Remaining cars, who is controlling? System, right? Nothing but threads, right? All 5 cars, nothing but 5 threads. If you start the racing first time, then which car is moving first? Tell me. Which car is moving first? Assume like some yellow car is moving faster. Run the same code again. Do you think yellow car will move first or other car will move first? Depends, right?
Yeah.
Depends, right? That who will decide the internal thread scheduler, right? How it will decide means internally based on the like algorithm what they written, just based on that it will follow, right? Yeah, that's what to control this we need to set the priorities. We can give like highest priority for this thread, lowest priority to this thread, then highest priority thread execute first, lowest priority thread execute last, right? So we can control that using priorities.
Okay, so if we set any priority for individual threads, thread scheduler will take the priority what the user has been defined.
Definitely, right? So here we have the set priority method is there definitely. So to set the priorities of thread, as of now, I didn't set any priority means default priority is there. Default priority of thread is 5. See here, set priority method is there. Read this message. Set priority enter new priority, right? It's saying that changes the priority of this thread. Changes the priority means by default priority is what? Some priority is there, right? That is called 5. If the default priority is how much? The default priority is 5, right? The priority will be changed. Change it to remaining priority. First check access method of the thread calls with no or without arguments. This may result the going security exception. Otherwise, the priority is set the smaller new priority is maximum permit thread. New priority means the priority to set this thread, right? It's saying the illegal argument exception. If the priority has not in the range of this one, illegal argument exception means priority is not there, right? Yeah. So we can control that using priorities, okay?
So 5 is nothing but is the highest priority or
default priority.
Yeah.
Default priority is 5, but highest priority is a 10. 1 to 10 is the priority basically.
Okay.
1 to 10 is the priority, 1 is the lowest priority, 10 is the highest priority. Okay. Yeah. This is a priority example. So T1 that set priority of 1, set priority of 10. See guys, every thread is having its own priority. When your time comes, I'll explain this one. Every thread is having the priority. Priority range is how much, guys?
1 to 10.
1 to 10.
1 to 10, right? 1 is what lowest priority, 10 is what highest priority, right? Yeah. The default priority of main thread is what? 5. The default main priority of user defined thread is a 5. Okay. So default priorities are 5 and 5 only. So we can set the priority using set priority, get the priority using get priority method, right? Even to set the to represent the priorities, we have the constants also. If the multiple threads are having the same priority, then the threads will run parallel, right? Because if multiple threads are running the same priority means what? Again, thread execution decided by thread scheduler, right? Then we'll run parallel, right? Yeah. Because here we have the priorities like, to represent the mean priority means mean priority is like 1, max priority means 5, mean priority is 1, norm priority 5, max priority is what? 10, right? These are constants, guys. Instead of numbers, even you can make the constants. right? Yeah, because if you want, you can run this code. Threaded demo example. Let me take this code in edit plus itself, the command prompt level. Yeah, because let me run this code. Yeah, because how can you compile Java C? I think we didn't set the priority first initially, because I'm not setting any priority. Then T1 dot tag. Who is the current thread here? This method here. Who is the current thread? Who is the current thread means main thread, right?
Main thread.
Yeah, T1 dot start, T2 dot start, right? T1 dot start, T2 dot start means what, guys? Thread dot current thread dot get name, thread dot current thread dot get priority, right? Corresponding name and corresponding priority we are getting. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Now see, code is compiled fine, code executed fine. Yes, we didn't set any priority, right? Yes, we didn't set what any priority. Guys, some cases code is compiled fine. It's not a problem. Java class is called what, guys? Thread demo class. See the output, guys. Main thread having how much priority? 5. Thread 1 is having priority 5. Thread is also having priority 5. All 3 threads are having the priorities how much? Right. All 3 threads are having the priorities how much? 5. Right?
5.
Exactly. That's the point. If you want, you can set the priorities. So set the priority. Set the priority. T1 dot set priority like this. Mean priority. Yeah, just what I'm doing is here for the T1 thread, I'm setting the priority is what? Min priority. T2 thread, I'm setting the priority is what? T2 thread, I'm setting the priority is what? Max priority. T1 dot set priority of 1. T1 dot set priority of what? 10, right? Guys, T1 dot set priority of 1, T1 dot set priority of 10. Even you can give the numbers like this, otherwise you can give the constants like this, right? Yeah. Guys, you can compile this code. Definitely code is compiled fine. Guys, as per the CoreJava first application rules, if source file contains public class means what? We need to save the code using public class name, right? That's what is showing this error. Thread demo is a public, should be declared file name is threaddemo.java. The standard, right? Rule, right? The class thread demo is a public, should be declared file name is what? Threaddemo.java. It's saying like that. Are you clear, right? Yes, are you clear now? Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Got the point, right? So this is the public class. That's what he's saying. Like share the public class name. Guys, can you please change this name? Okay, fine. So Java, remove the public modifier so that you can use any name, right? Java 3D demo. See guys here. Even see guys in the generally in Windows operating system, even if you set the priorities will not work properly because the priorities work only licensed versions of operating system. See guys here, thread is 0, priority is 1, thread 0 priority 1, thread 1 priority is what? 10, right?
But why, sir? Why this happen?
That's what. So it will work on licensed versions of operating system.
Okay.
Okay, that's what guys in the production environment, what the operating system we are using? Linux, right? In the production environment, which operating system we are using here? Linux or not? Linux it will work fine, no problem. Because in the production environment, in the cloud environments, always we will use which systems? Linux, right?
Right. Right, Linux.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, very clear, right? There's a point there. So that's what guys, licensed versions of operating system will work. One Linux operating system also it will work, it's not a problem, right? Yeah. Guys, are you clear now? Good. Guys, you try to just you can take 10 minutes break. After break, we'll meet.
Sure, thank you.
Sure.
Take the 10 minutes break. We'll start the 11 o'clock. We'll start by 11:10. So time is 11 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, we'll start in 10 minutes. Yeah. Just take 10 minutes break.
Okay, sir.
Guys, can you hear me? Yeah. Guys, we'll see some 2-3 examples. We'll stop the class for the day. I think most of the guys left the meeting. They're busy. Yeah, free workshop, right? So don't expect too much. Guys, the one example you will see, like, Daemon threads. Guys, the threads which are executing at background. Guys, we done the priorities of thread also. Daemon threads. The threads which are executing at background, guys. To give the support to the foreground threads, those are called Daemon threads. Right? So this code, guys, in Eclipse side if you want. Let me take the thread demo example 3. The point like demo 3, click on OK. This is like demo 3.
What is the use of Daemon thread, sir? To give support, what you told?
Yeah, support work, right? Yeah, guys, see, I took the class, just like it's just normal thread, guys. Just like create a normal way. My normal class will become thread class when we extend what? When we extend thread class, right? Normal class becomes thread class when we extend what? Thread class in normal. Just I'm overlaying run method to write the logics, right? Demo. Yeah, just I'm reading the message like Daemon thread. Okay, sir, how can you make your thread is a Daemon thread? Guys, to make my thread is a Daemon thread, we need to use the set Daemon method. Guys, by default, this is also just like normal thread, right? Just like this is also normal thread. How can you make the thread is a Daemon thread means using set Daemon method, guys. After setting the Daemon nature, we need to check is it Daemon or not. So just I'm creating object, guys. My Daemon thread equal new my Daemon thread that is Daemon. It's saying I'm checking like, is it Daemon thread or not? Because I'm checking is it Daemon thread or not. Guys, I'm checking that is it Daemon thread or not. Definitely here it is a false because it's not a Daemon thread, it's a normal thread. Set Daemon of true means what happened here? It become the Daemon thread, right? Then it return the true, guys. It return the true, right? Exactly. Because after that you need to start the thread, right? Exactly. Need to start the Daemon thread, right? Yeah. See, guys, the main thread is also printing some code. Main thread is also printing some code, right? Guys, this is also just like our normal Java class, guys. This is also just like normal Java class. This is also just like, normal Java class, normal thread class, sorry, normal thread class. And just I'm creating object to make this one is a Daemon nature. We need to make the Daemon thread is Daemon method. Is Daemon like, is Daemon is a true. First case is Daemon is a false here. The next one is what set Daemon of true. Then Daemon thread that is Daemon is true, right? Then I'm starting the thread. Then I'm starting what thread, right? Exactly. Sir, what is a Daemon? What do you mean Daemon threads means the threads which are executing at background here. The threads which are executing at background to give the support to the foreground thread. Guys, to set the see Daemon thread, set Daemon. Mark the thread. Mark this thread as either Daemon thread or user thread. The Java virtual machine exit. The Java virtual machine exit when the only threads running all Daemon threads, right? This method must call. This method must invoke. This method must be before starting the thread, right? Exactly. Because just you can see start method now. Yeah, start method you know already, right? Fine. Because the threads which are executing at background to give the support to the foreground threads, that is called Daemon threads. Guys, just like
Foreground thread.
To give the support to foreground threads, right? Threads which are executing at background to give the support to the foreground threads, that is called what Daemon threads, right?
Means another running thread. Foreground means what, sir? Didn't understand.
Like front end, like just like in the movie screen, we can see only on the top of the screen hero and heroine, right?
Yeah.
Okay, hero is running, but background how many people are working here? Background is the cameraman is working, director is working, some choreographer is working, some different people are working, right?
Yes.
Those are all Daemon people. Daemon threads, sir. Those threads are giving the help to the main threads to do the application, right?
Okay.
to do what application, right? Yeah, coming to our example point of here, like our Java point of view, garbage JVM is running, right? JVM is a main thread. The JVM internally, like JVM contains execution engine. Okay, JVM contains like the JVM executing your code, right? JVM internally contains the execution engine. Okay, execution engine, guys, and garbage collector. When the JVM running, garbage collector is running, right? Okay, so when the JVM running, garbage collector running, right? Yeah, then garbage collector is what? Daemon thread, which is running at background to give like support to the foreground thread, right? JVM, right? To destroy the useless objects. Here, Daemon threads, what happened, JVM running, garbage collector is running. Then garbage collector is a Daemon thread. Okay. Once the JVM stops its execution, guys, Daemon thread automatically stopped. Guys, once the main thread completes its execution, what happened here? Daemon threads are automatically stopped, right? Guys, the statement is clear. Once the main thread completes its execution, all Daemon threads are automatically. Once the main thread completes its execution, all Daemon threads are automatically stopped. Are you clear?
Yes.
For example, garbage collector has to destroy 50,000 objects internally. JVM running, garbage collector is running. Garbage collector has to destroy total 50,000 objects, but as of now, 20,000 objects are destroyed. Then JVM unfortunately shut down. If the JVM shut down means what happened, guys? Garbage collector also shut down, right? Automatically. Yeah. So then once the main thread completes its execution, guys, once the main thread complete execution, all Daemon threads are automatically closed, right? Exactly. Like I see here, first case, my main thread is Daemon thread is printing 10 times, main thread also printing 10 times. Just you can run this code. Yeah. So first case false, next one is true. Main thread, Daemon thread, main thread, Daemon thread, main thread, Daemon thread, executing properly, right? Yeah. But coming to the main thread, guys, main thread I want to print like just like 2 times. If main thread is printing like 2 times, guys, just you can run this code. Then what happened, you can see. Once the 2 times main thread is completed, Daemon is automatically stopped or not? Guys, Daemon thread automatically, main thread once the completed 2 times, Daemon thread automatically stop, right? Actually, Daemon thread has to print how many times? 10 times. But within 2 times, main thread is completed. Once the main thread completed execution, Daemon thread automatically closed or not? Exactly. That is called Daemon threads here.
Parallelly with the main method or after executing the main method in service, instead of method.
Tell me here.
Yeah. Hello.
Tell me, brother.
Sir, initially when running the execution, first after running the main service, next the Daemon thread will run, or parallelly both will be.
Both are run parallelly.
Both Daemon thread and the main method thread.
Yeah, when the JVM running, garbage collector is running. JVM executing your code, garbage collector destroying your objects internally. Both will run parallelly. Yeah.
Okay.
Does any other process?
In case of any unused or unregistered objects are existing in the program, so in the case of Daemon thread has been suspended the process. What about the case of those destroyed objects?
It will wait for until the next like JVM will start, right? In memory it is occupied. So memory it is occupied. When the JVM stopped, it will stop. When the JVM started, again the garbage collection will start and destroy the useless objects. That is internally we have some GC mechanisms. So it will happen that it will destroy that objects. Okay. Fine. Good guys. These are like Daemon threads, guys. The threads which are executing at background to give the support to the foreground threads. That is called Daemon threads, right? What a Daemon behavior, guys? Once the main thread completes the execution, all Daemon threads are automatically closed, right? All Daemon threads are automatically closed. We know thread priorities. Thread priorities means what? Thread priorities, right? Every thread is having its own priority. The default priority of main thread is what? 5. Default priority of user defined thread is also 5. Default priority is 5 guys. If you only can set the priority, can get the priority, right? Exactly. Good. Guys, can I give one small assignment you try once at home? If possible, try once. Not possible.
I have a small doubt.
Yes, sir.
Assignment 1. Tell me.
A little bit joined late, sir. What is the use of Daemon thread, sir?
The threads are executing at background to give the support to the foreground threads. Just try once after the class. Guys, this after the class, this session will be recorded. Session will be uploaded in YouTube. Okay, we'll try to check once. Okay. Yes, I said 2 assignments you can complete once. The first assignment, like the small assignments you can do. Guys, you can create the 2 threads, T1 thread and T2 thread. First thread is printing table, third table. Yes, first thread is printing guys, first thread is printing the table. Fourth table, fourth table, guys. Fourth table, and the second thread is printing eighth table. Right? Yeah. Guys, first thread is fourth table means second thread eighth table. In this case, don't take the 2 different classes, guys. Take one class, create the 2 objects. So the point is here, take how many classes? Take one class, one thread class only. Create how many objects? Take one class, create how many objects, guys? 2 objects, right? Very clear now. Because the meaning is clear. Take one class, create the 2 objects means for the meaning. Take one class. Take one class means what?
Means on console we will print 4th table first and 8th table next. Likewise, no?
Here we are writing run method now. Here you can write the table logic now. Table logics. Okay.
Okay, table logics.
Inside the main thread, main method class thread demo is there. I'm writing complete code again. So public static void main string array RJS. This is a code. Here you can take what you can take here.
The table logic.
My thread T1 equal to 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4, 2 2s are 6, like that one, right? Thread T1 equal to what? New my thread. For first thread, you can pass the argument is a 4.
Yes, sir.
For the second thread, T2 thread, can you please pass the argument is what? 8, right? Like this. You got the clarity, right?
Yes, sir.
Single class, my thread class only can take T1
Yes, sir.
starter.
Yes, sir. Clear, sir. I think we would different color table. Sorry, sir. My English so poor. That's why.
Fine. Subject important.
Yes, sir.
Take one class, create the 2 objects, guys. Take the one class means take the mythread class. Inside the mythread class, just you can create the 2 objects. First object creation time, pass the 4th table value. Second object creation, pass the 8th table, right? Exactly. Guys, if a method declared synchronous, guys, you have one method, M1 method. It is having 1000 lines of code. 1000 lines of code means then what happened here? If a method declared is synchronized, then what happened here? Then synchronization is applied. Synchronization is applied to 1000 lines of code, right? Exactly.
Yes, sir.
Because here the synchronization applied. Synchronization applied 1000 lines of code, right? 1000 lines of code. Okay, but my requirement is what? I need to apply the synchronization. Yes, I need to apply what? Synchronization on 5 lines of code. Assume 5 lines of code. The statement is clear. Actually, method contains how many lines of code, guys? Yes, method contains 1000 lines of code. If a method declared synchronized, here the synchronization applied and 1000 lines of code, right?
Yes.
Synchronization is applied on 1000 lines of code. but I don't want synchronization 1000 lines of code. I want synchronization how many lines of code? Then what we need to do?
And block level, I think.
We need to use a
synchronization block.
Write one example about the synchronized block. Yes, instead of making like this method is a synchronized
Inside another
990 lines of code, normal code, right? Normal code. Remaining 10 lines of code, no, you can make the synchronized open brace, closed brace. Here you can write the 10 lines of code. Now what happened, guys? Here the synchronization, you need to apply synchronization like 10 lines of code. In that case, synchronization applied now. How many lines of code total? Just those 10 lines of code, right?
Yes.
Yes or no? Yeah, you write one example about like synchronized blocks concept. You understood the situation, right?
Yes, sir.
Sir, then I have a small doubt here, sir. For example, multiple thread came. The first 990 lines will execute. It will hold for the 10 lines, or it again another thread will come and execute parallelly.
Exactly right. If other threads are executing like one thread executing 10 lines of code means remaining threads are executing what? This like 990 lines of code. No problem.
Okay, for 990, they no need to wait for thread, right? It will parallel will come.
Parallel will come, right?
For only 10, then obviously we need to wait one thread by one thread.
So 10 line of code, when it will execute?
That
10 line of code, when it will execute, like two methods is there. In that 10 lines, one method 10 lines is synchronized.
10 lines synchronized means at a time only one thread is running. So the 10 lines of code reminder it has to wait, right? Definitely.
So I think the all thread will come and stay at 990 number lines. One by one thread will go into synchronized block, right? Is it, sir?
Not audible, sir. Hello.
Your voice is breaking. You're not audible.
Yes, can you hear me? Yeah, because the point is like yeah, synchronization concept applied only for the 10 lines of code. You can go for the synchronized blocks concept. You write one example about synchronized. You write an example about what synchronized blocks concept, right? Exactly. That's assignment 1 and what assignment 2, guys. You try to complete the 2 assignment, right?
For that, sir, small doubt is that for example, 2 threads is came. 2 threads will execute 990 number lines, complete 990s. Will stay there, and one thread will go inside the synchronized block, will come outside, again another thread will go, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Good. This is assignment 1 and assignment 2. And guys, one more example I will take, like that is called two threads, guys. Okay,
are you sharing this?
Sorry?
This notes you are sharing also?
I'll share the notes.
First time. Where I will get this?
You want these notes, right? If you want these notes by this one, let's do one thing. I'll share the class notes from here. You can check this website once, protectedtest.com. Protectedtest.com / okay, coprotectedtest.com / here. Yeah, Ratan collection is there. Yes, Ratan collection last 2 weeks, I think we're done with the collection framework. If you need the collection framework notes also, here we have the collection framework notes. Because once if you open that link, it's asking password. The password for that link is Java. Okay. And even if possible, you try to enter the mail IDs here. Your mail IDs, all mail IDs, so that I'll send the complete CoreJava material to your mail IDs. Okay.
Okay.
I'll send the complete material to your mail IDs.
And this multi-threading, you will take like advanced also, like concurrent thread executors, or many things are there in thread. I don't have.
See guys, the 2 days, how much it is possible, I'll take that much for the free workshop, mostly. Thread, what are you saying? Thread concurrency also, I'll try to make it by tomorrow itself. Okay.
When I registered the mail, the mail, I got the 6 days or like that.
Sorry?
When I registered this class for this free seminar, I got the mail like 6 days continuously. Like that.
Just they're creating like that, no problem. So 2 days free seminar, right? So 2 days free seminar, it's fine.
At least this multi-threading you can conduct in that.
See, multi-threading, if you want, you can discuss like 1 month also. Possibility is there. Java, CoreJava, every topic you will see like months and months. Okay, but depends on the time. My CoreJava students will continue for that. But see, guys, tomorrow definitely we'll try to see all the concepts and we'll try to fix it. Okay.
Lifecycle.
Yeah, that I'll take tomorrow because today's time is not good. We are unable to understand the thing well. Guys, the point is next one is a hook thread. We can go for the hook thread now. The threads which are like, I hope you'll see. I want to execute some piece of code, some thread code, both normal and abnormal termination of the application. Because I want to execute the piece of code, both normal and abnormal termination of the application. Just to take your code is like both normal termination and abnormal termination application, then you can go for the hook thread, guys. Okay, this is also normal thread, just like Daemon thread. Daemon thread is also normal thread, right? How can you make your thread is a Daemon thread? You're using like set Daemon true, right? Set Daemon is true. In the same way, to make your thread is a hook thread. To make your thread is hook thread, we need to use one method like add shutdown hook method. Guys, what's the method name here? Add tell me our add shutdown hook method, right? Add shutdown what? Hook method, right? Exactly. Guys, let me rename actually. Refactor, rename, just you can make this is like threaded demo class. Just click on the finish. It's fine. Okay, finish. Oh, package name. Okay, fine. Change it seems. Why showing it still? Thread demo is already defined. Yeah, where? Okay, guys, here you can take the hook name, hook thread. Okay, so here you can make like this is like hook thread. I'm creating object hook thread. Hook thread. I'm creating DHRED. Yeah, fine. So new hook thread, right? That's fine, guys. Yes, to make you, this is like just not normal thread, guys. Our normal Java class extended thread class, right? Override the run method to write the logics. Override the run method to write the logics. See, guys, here I'm creating thread. I'm getting runtime object, right? Runtime equal to runtime dot get runtime method. Get runtime method returns which object, guys? Here runtime object. Get runtime method returns runtime object. Get runtime method returns which object? Runtime object, right? Runtime object contains one method like add shutdown hook method. Guys, add shutdown hook what? Add shutdown hook method, right? Add shutdown hook method will provide the hook nature, guys. So what is the purpose of hook thread, sir? Because actually this hook thread executed both the normal and abnormal termination of the application, both the normal and abnormal termination of the application. Yeah. If application terminated normally or abnormally, in both cases hook thread got executed. See, guys, now this example, just I'm printing for loop main method 10 times. Then after 10 times completed, then what happened, guys? Hook thread got executed. Hook thread executed always at last. Guys, hook thread always executed at last, both normal and abnormal termination of the application. See, guys, I think it's normal terminated, right? Hook thread got executed or not? Guys, hook thread got executed, right? Normal termination. Sir, abnormal termination, sir. Guys, do one thing. Let me take the thread.sleep method so that my application goes slowly, step by step, one by one, so that so that we can see the output very clearly. Run this code, guys. See, wait, what happened? No. This one I want to take inside the main thread. Good. So here inside the main method, just you can make this code, right? Good. Run this code, guys. See the output here, main thread, main thread, main thread. Once the 10 times it is completed, after that, which thread got executed? Guys, after that, which thread got executed?
Hook thread.
Hook thread executed, right? Exactly. This is normal termination, guys. So abnormal termination means what? I'm stopping the virtual machine. Otherwise, I'm shutdowning the system. Otherwise, I'm stopping the control. This is like, I'm stopping the data. In that case, guys, if I'm stopping the data, I'm stopping the data. Guys, do one thing. Let me stop the execution point. If I double equal, just let me check the condition, guys. If I double equal to 3, I double equal, I want to stop the JVM. So how can you stop the JVM? System.exit of exit of 0. System.exit of 0. I want to stop the JVM. Simply can run this code, guys. First time running, second time running. JVM stopped. Even the JVM stopped, guys. Before the JVM stopping, hook thread got executed or not? It means the hook thread execute always both normal and what? Tell me, hook thread execute always both normal and abnormal termination of the JVM, right? Guys, hook thread execute always.
So what is the use of this hook thread?
I have doubt that.
Do you know finally block
Who
in
is
the
taking care
CoreJava?
of the hook thread?
Yes.
Finally block, what is the advantage?
After if a thread if any exception will be there, finally block. So
Finally block got executed both normal and abnormal cases, right?
Yes, sir. Even if we get or don't get exception, it will
Threading
execute
level,
it.
this one, right? Hook thread, right?
Okay.
Which is executed both normal and abnormal cases.
In a thread environment.
Sir, I have doubt that you exit all the system in JVM set down. So then here hook down is not controlled by the JVM then.
One point you need to get the clarity, everything is controlled by JVM itself, right? In the Java.
Sir, if then JVM is shut down, then how it is hook down running, sir? If JVM is shut down on that line, then how hook hook shutdown is working fine?
Before shutdown, see, actually runtime class can interact with the runtime resources. Do you know that runtime class can interact with the runtime resources, like to check the memory sizes, heap memory size, stack memory size, even to open the notepad, edit plus, paintbrush, to open any system resources, runtime class is capable in that. Okay. That's what runtime class internally interacting with the operating system libraries, making that thread as a hook thread. It means when the JVM shutdowning, so it has to release the operating system resources, basically internally to release operating system resources. When the JVM shutdown, operating system is responsible to release resources. In that case, runtime class, when you make the shutdown hook, when the operating system releasing runtime resources, the hook that got executed automatically. Yeah, runtime class, Harsha. Yeah, correct, Harsha. Runtime class is related to the invoking OS related information. Yes. OS related information is called by runtime class. Good. Guys, hook thread just like your finally block in the exception handling. Finally block in exception handling. Hook thread got executed always, both normal and abnormal termination of the thread, right? Guys, both normal and what? Abnormal termination of what? Threads, right? Exactly. That is the point, guys. Any questions, please? Okay.
Just share your link, sir, where you're sharing the notes. This link you share.
Yeah, 1 second. Yes, here you can see. Try to open this link. When you open this link, it's asking password. The password for that link is Java. JAVA is a password. And you please enter the mail IDs if possible here so that I'll share you the material to that mail IDs. When you open that link,
Yes,
here you
thank
can, yeah, here you can get the complete notes, what the notes we discussed today. Yeah. Is any other questions, please? And we given how many assignments, guys? Total 2 assignments are given. So you try to do that assignments, okay? Try to do.
Hello, sir.
What is the next option?
Sir, password kya? What is the password for Java?
Java, JAVA is a password. JAVA is a password.
No, sir, it seems to be a wrong password.
JAVA is the password. Java.
Small letters.
Small letters. So Panda. Yes, hoops concepts entry questions are there. Next Sunday, we are going to discuss about this entry questions, hoops concepts entry questions. Okay. Collection framework entry questions are there here, and multi-threading notes is there. You try to check this all the points, guys, and join tomorrow at 9 AM. So we will complete the remaining part of the multi-threading. I'm stopping now. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. It's a wonderful session. Actually, very much useful information you have said, and then very much helpful, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, sure.
I have the screen. The password required. I have Java. Then it is accept, and this side is you are already occupied, and all the stuffs are displayed on this side. And password used to be encrypt for this side, and I will.
It's saying like you're entering wrong message, the wrong URL. Just you can copy this URL.
Okay, sir.
If it is wrong URL, means it's asking like create the new site. It's asking like that.
Okay, sir. Okay.
I placed in chat, just you can check it. Ratan collection. Thank you, guys. Just you can refer your friends to. When you get some time, guys, you try to write some Google reviews about Ratan sir in Google Drive. Sorry, Google reviews, guys.
Thank you, sir. Yes.
Yeah, because these days everyone is coming to the classes by checking the reviews. So take some time. Just take the 2-3 minutes time, guys. You try to write some reviews about myself, because I helped you, right, to get the subject and CoreJava. So you take some time. So just you can write some reviews, okay? To write the reviews, guys, just you can take this one, this website once. Yeah, mouseshut.com is there. Product reviews, DURGASOFT Hyderabad. Just you can mention my name. Yeah. Don't forget. If you forget, I'll forget to send the notes. Internal of threads. Pavan. No, Indu. Today is a multi-threading concept we decided, right? 7 PM today, no class.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, I told you come to the class this time, right? Today. That is a Rajesh. That is a text document, right? Just you can copy paste in your normal data. It's not a problem. It's a text document. Just you can copy these notes and you can place in your notepad or Word document. As up to you. That's up to you. Yes, but everyone, just to take some time and write some reviews about myself in the Google. Okay, just check this link once. Yeah, bye guys. Tomorrow we'll meet by 9 o'clock. Tomorrow we have the class. We will meet by 9 o'clock. Tomorrow we'll complete the multi-threading. Bye.